What's up, my friend? What's up? I wanted to create another satisfactory video about my two favorite ways of getting around on this huge, vast area map, right? So right now, what I've got going on is this. I've got a vehicle that I can get into, drive around to get me around from A to B, but there are two other ways that I love to use, and they are this. Number one, the tubes, man. They're tubes. Dude, I can't tell you how much I love using these tubes. Right now, I've set up this tube along the way to get me across this big chasm here because I just got tired of having to like traverse around the perimeter to get from my main base, which is over there, over to this section. So once I found out about the tubes, right, and I set them down, oh my god, I love it. They're such a time saver. They're like an awesome shortcut to get you from A to B. Now, I'm not going to bore you with the requirements of how to generate them, the resources needed to craft them. You can check that up on the Satisfactory wiki website. No affiliation, just a site I use, just like the Astroneer website. And in fact, I think they're both maybe created by the same, same individuals, whatever, because they look alike. At least it's very templated, same look. So, you can look that up. But once you like generate it, craft it, provide it power, because you see the power node there at the end, right? Once you provide the power connections, oh my god, right? Check it out. Yo! Look, you can actually see the air being warped around me as I'm flying through the tube. It's cool, man. Right? I have it set up in different places to give me shortcuts. So I've got that one there, that I just came through. I've got one over there, as you can see in the distance, to help get me from there to where my coal generators are over there. So you leverage them as like just shortcuts to get me like to quick spots that are close by. So I got that one. So there is the tube, bro. I love it. I love it. There's that one. And then the other one is what I now use to help me get past, not really past, but traverse longer distances. Let's say to get myself from my main base over there to my secondary base where I am now extracting oil out of the ground. So it's a little bit far, even with my bionic legs. It's a little bit far to traverse. So once my buddy told me about this tip, I was like, oh my god, I'm so going to use that. And it's to use the power lines. You can use the power lines as zip lines to get you around from to long distances. It is so convenient. You bring out your tool. Where are you? Come on. There it is. Right? You activate it. Oh, there you go. Sometimes you got to jump a little bit to catch it. But then once you grab it, you have to hold the mouse button down though, right? The left mouse button, because as soon as you release it, you let go. And another tip here for you is that you can hold the shift key down and it actually speeds you up, right? It speeds you up in regards to when you're traveling on the power line. So, I mean, can you imagine having to traverse this entire distance just by like running? And imagine if you didn't have your bionic legs. Man, this would take forever. But yeah, like it is such a time saver. Oh my god, it's almost like a cheat code. I ain't gonna lie. It helps so much to get me, like for longer distances. So I'm gonna release now. I'm gonna turn around. I'm gonna use my jetpack. Boom. there you go. So around here, this is like a secondary base that I have. Here, I just got a couple of items, you know, to craft stuff, containers. I'm mining some stuff here as well, but the main deal is my oil is over there. That's where I'm extracting my oil. I made a little bridge to get over this water here, and then I got my oil extraction happening over there. So I just wanted to share with you guys these two modes of transportation to help you get around, like, you know, the tubes for, like, I guess shorter distances, shortcuts to help you get from A to B. Instead of like for instance, the chasms, instead of having to go all the way around, right? You can use the tube to get you like straight across, straight line, shortest distance, right? Straight line. So, and then the secondary one, the power lines for longer distances of travel. But there's one extra thing about the power lines I want to share with you, because this tripped me up as well. So let me show you this. You see that? Well, yes. So let's just say this is the power line that you have set up. As you drop your power lines down, they have to be aligned. So you have one here. If you set up another one like this, as soon as you hit this power line, you will stop because it's misaligned, right? As soon as you hit it from here, bang, you get stopped. Then you have to go around, get to this side, and then continue on. So when you lay them down, you have to lay them down aligned, right? As you go along. Can't do this. You can mess around a little bit and change certain angles, you know what I mean? But generally, put them down as straight as possible. As soon as you do this, you will stop, and then it's just gonna like make things that much, I guess you could say, cumbersome for you. So you can keep it like that if you want to, but me, as soon as I discovered that, when I hit that misaligned power line, I deconstructed it, built it back up, right, and aligned it properly, and now I can zip all the way through. So like, for instance, like, look, this guy here and that guy over there, they're not aligned, right? Because I'm coming from that distance. If I wanted to continue, I would have to reorientate this one to a certain way where I can flow all the way through. But in this case, it's not that important to me because this is generally the end point where I want to get to. And then I can just come off here and then just, you know, move around like manually. So I want to basically get back to the other area. Oh, and there's one other thing too. About the power lines that's important that you should know about. And I'll show you in a second. As soon as there we go. Right? You have to watch out for certain vegetation that's in your way. So I'm coming up right now. You see this big mushroom one that's coming up to this power line? This thing messed me up because my power line was set in the way. The line, this thing was knocking me off my line. Right there. It would knock me off. Right? This one is not too bad. I can get past this leaf. It doesn't stop me. But the one with the huge mushroom, it would knock me off my line. So what I had to do for that one, again, deconstruct the power line tower, reconstruct it in a way where I wasn't basically being stopped by the huge mushroom. So you gotta like watch out for that as well. There we go. You gotta watch out for the vegetation as well. If you can cut it down, if it's getting in your way, cut it down. If you can't cut it down, well, you're gonna have to, you know, move stuff over, you know, shift stuff around so that you can flow all the way through. All the way through, right? So it's just something, a little tip here that I encountered that really frustrated me. So I figured, you know what? Let me just share this with you so you'll know as well. But that's pretty much the two favorite ways that I have in Satisfactory to get around. I used tubes for short distance shortcuts, and I used power lines as zip lines to traverse my longer distances between my satellite bases. So it makes sense too, right? Because if you're going to set up satellite bases, you're going to need power there anyway. So why not set up power lines to help you get from, like, you know, your source to like your endpoint, like your beginning to your endpoint, and just zip line your way through. Just set them up properly, that they're aligned, and then you just zip all the way through, man. It's so much fun, so much of a time saver. So, but anyway, besides that, man, as I said, I am at the oil extraction level. So no spoilers from the veterans. That being said, what other tips do you guys know of in terms of traveling that I can maybe try to implement in my game to help me get around, right? So I've got a vehicle, I've got my, I guess, dune buggy type thing, I've got the tubes, I got the zipline power lines. If you know something, comment below, let me know what I can build or manufacture or whatever to help me get around. You know what? I'll be greatly appreciated. So, you know, and besides that, I just want to say thank you. I want to say thank you for giving me your valuable time and watching this video. If you've made it this far, thank you, thank you, thank you. I greatly appreciate it. You know, give a thumbs up, like the video if, you know, if you found it slightly entertaining or if I provide some form of value, you know, give me a thumbs up. Be greatly appreciated. If you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for, dude? Subscribe, man, help a brother out, that type of thing. I'm a newly born channel. I've been off the grid for 10 years, over a decade in terms of gaming. Back now, you know, I'm getting tips and trips from the gaming community, people who comment, friends or whatever, and I'm loving it. I'm loving this rediscovering part of my life of gaming since I've been off the grid for 10 years, for almost a decade. Actually, no, more than a decade, more than 10 years. So that's just me in a nutshell. And, you know, I appreciate any comments, likes, you know, any subs. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It all is greatly appreciated. So, you know, that's it for now for this video. I hope you're good. And I want you to be good and also be safe out there. And I'll see you in the future on the next one. Peace out.